Hello. Welcome to what is probably the team builder that I've spent the most time on so far. And hopefully not the worst one that I've done so far. It's week 5. We're 4-0. And we're going against another undefeated opponent. Currently undefeated. I don't think they've played their week 4 matchup yet, but currently undefeated as far as I know. I'm recording this on Tuesday, and we're playing on Friday evening, so there'll be a few days in between now and the match. But I was excited for this one, so I just felt like doing the team build early in the week, even though I know that I'm not playing till later in the week. So yeah, let's go through it. So, me again, 4-0 right now. We have 2-0 victories in a row the last 2 weeks, so that's been pretty nice. And our boy REGISTEEL has really set himself apart from everybody else. He's at the top of the leaderboard right now for kills. Of course, I've brought him to every game that I've played. So he's been brought to 10 games or whatever. So, like I said previously, in previous weeks, it's a bit inflated by how often I used him. But, 16 kills to 2 deaths, pretty good. 8 kill death ratio, not bad. We'll take that. And I'll talk about this a bit more when we look at the team, but you might be surprised by what REGISTEEL is doing this week, if anything. So, and then also Lycanroc has sort of risen up as my second best offensive option. It's just had some really good matchups so far, and I'm hoping this week's another one of those. We are against the Libertyville Luxray, coached by BBRAFF or BBRAFF. I'm not 100% sure the preferred pronunciation there, but I'll probably just use BRAFF. They haven't lost the game yet. I don't think they've played their week 4 or their week 4 match yet. At least the results haven't been posted for that I'm aware of. So as of this moment, they haven't lost the game. They're 6-0 through 3 weeks, which is very impressive. I think there might be like one other, maybe 2 other coaches that could boast the same record, but clearly this is a big step up in difficulty. My first 3 opponents, I think, were the 3 teams that have yet to win. Last week we were up against an opponent who has won a couple, but this time, this is probably the scariest, or one of the scariest teams in the entire division. So we got to be ready. That's why this is probably the most time I've spent on a team builder so far. I think it's been like 3 hours, which I mean, still not a lot, but so yeah, what's going on with their team? So their kill leader right now is Komoo, 11 kills to 1 death. And then they have 2 that are impressively unkillable. They have not died once. So Araquanid's 5-0 and Crocodile's 4-0. And Komoo has only died 1 time. Because, obviously there's going to be some Pokemon that haven't died yet because they haven't lost. But, yeah, very scary team. They have Zapdos, which you don't see on the kill leader chart here. But, Zapdos is still a big threat. They have a Selgor, which is incredibly fast. It might even be I think it's the fastest or the second fastest available Pokemon with Ninjask. I don't remember Ninjask speed off the top of my head. They have, Tentacruel is surprisingly fast. They have Mr. Mime for Mr. Mime stuff that's their fake out. They have a Trick Room option with a very, very physically bulky Aggron. They have Intimidate from Crocodile. They have Follow Me from Togepi. The team's got a lot going on. So yeah, pretty tough to team build for, clearly, because they haven't lost yet. Oops. So I didn't have I'll probably get more into the things I thought about while team building while going through the actual team, but the main bullet points for me this week were speed is mostly in my advantage this week. There's only 1 Pokemon they have that's faster than the Thundurus Lycanroc duo without Choice Scarf, and I think there will probably be a Choice Scarf Pokemon. I'm expecting maybe if Crocodile comes for that to be Choice Scarf, but Lycanroc has a pretty good matchup, I think, I list 5 Pokemon here, but it's pretty much every main threat on the team, I think Lycanroc can match up pretty well into with the right support and the right positioning. And then, like I said, I need to be prepared for some kind of like Scarf option because they don't have a lot of speed control. They don't have a Tailwind user. They have one Trick Room setter in Mr. Mime. So they need to make up for speed in other ways against me. So I would not be surprised to see something with a Choice Scarf this week or some way to control the speed that's not Trick Room. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the pace now, and there's something a little different about this one. So the song's a little bit too intense. So Registeel. Let's talk about Registeel for a minute because I think that's probably the most interesting thing that's going on here. There's some other interesting stuff, but Registeel, right? Up until this point, what has Registeel done? He's done Iron Defense and he's done Body Press. He's had other moves, but those have been the two moves that have been most relevant. And I know it's worked very well so far. But I also know that eventually someone will figure out how to plan against it. I don't really feel like my opponents have done enough to try to plan against it to this point. And I think that's why I have such a good record. But I don't want to just keep doing the same thing every week until it doesn't work anymore because then I'm just going to lose, right? If I want to play to win every week, I think at some point I needed to mix it up a little bit because it's too predictable. And now, it's possible that this is a bad idea. It might be that Registeel is too predictable, but it doesn't matter because of how powerful it is when it has those defense boosts and it's pressing Body Press. But if we just consider the opponent's team a little bit, fighting is not a very great type into them, so the Body Press isn't really there to do much. You know, like it can destroy Aggron, sure, but I have multiple Aggron answers already, and I'm not afraid of Aggron. I'm afraid of Kamo. I'm afraid of Zapdos. I'm afraid of Araquanid. And Body Press is not beating those Pokemon. Maybe I get the +2 and I can probably two-shot them, but that leaves me open to them having counterplay for Registeel. And I think there's no way you can look at how I've been doing and say, no, I'm not going to prepare for Registeel. It's 16-2. I'm 4-0. Like, you have to prepare for Registeel. So I wanted to mix it up a little bit this week. So we've gone from one polar opposite to the other. We are running Power Herb, Meteor Beam, Max Special Attack, Quiet Registeel this week. We'll go more into the details on each of them on the individual Pokemon slides, but that's the biggest thing, right? I don't even know if I'll bring it into the battle. I don't even know if I'll use it, but I felt like I had to put it on the team just for the threat of it being there, because there's no way anybody's going to team plan for me and think, oh, he's probably not going to bring Registeel this week. So doing this, like having it in team preview, even if I don't use it this week, it's exerting its pressure. And hopefully it has an impact on the game even if I don't bring it. The rest of the team, Thundurus, Lycanroc, Articuno, Yuxi, pretty common on the team. And then we've actually, I think this might be even like the third time we've brought Poliwrath, but a bit of a different set. We'll get into that. So yeah, Registeel. This is a real YOLO play, right? I'm essentially breaking the rule of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I kind of thought that this might be interesting in this matchup because like I said, I wasn't really looking to be able to rely on Body Press too much. Registeel, even with no defense or special defense, EVs is like still almost as bulky as Yuxi with a bunch of defense and special defense just because of how high its base stat is. So I mean, this thing's still going to be plenty bulky, and 75 is not the greatest special attack stat, which is why I decided for the Meteor Beam set, because then you get +1. I didn't really want to run like Life Orb or something to chip myself, or like Specs to lock myself into a move. So Meteor Beam, Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt, Protect. Meteor Beam hits pretty hard into a lot of things. Like if it's a max HP Zapdos without special defense, there's a chance it can knock it out one hit. You can 2-hit Tentacruel, you can 2-hit Aggron. You can potentially 1-hit Mr. Mime. So it does a lot of damage. Thunderbolt's decent coverage. Like I said, not sure if I'll even end up bringing this, but I wanted the threat to be there. And if I bring him, I want it to be less predictable. And even if I feel like even if I don't bring it, if I put this paste out there after this week, at least people will have to think about there being other options. Enough about him, though. Thunderous, not too much of a surprise on the set here, I wouldn't think. I think he's a very crucial support Pokemon for this week. Eerie Impulse is there to mitigate special damage output if I need it. Scary Face over Thunder Wave because of Zapdos being obviously immune to Thunder Wave. That's my main form of speed control this week. So if I lead Lycanroc, for example, against a Selgor and I don't want to get Water Shuriken, I'm definitely going to want to Scary Face that. Leer is actually there for Lycanroc. I think I used Leer previously, but I don't think I really used it to its potential. I think the Leer Rock Slide combo from Lycanroc and Thunderous this week could actually be super oppressive if they don't have a Scarfuser or if I can play around the Scarfuser. And yeah, so that's why 180 speed outspeeds base 100s by 2 points actually. Because I wanted it to be 1 point faster than Lycanroc, so that Leer comes out first. And there's not really any big calcs for this. Like it hits a few things pretty hard, but it's not here for damage this week. So it'll just do a chunk to a bunch of things with Thunderbolt. Now here is the Lycanroc, who I'm hoping is the offensive center point for the team this week. Again, 180 speed, outspeeds base 100s. It's 1 point of speed slower than the Thunderous, so that Leer can come out first. Or, you know, the... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I can... I can't Scary Face a Selgor, because Water Shuriken's +1 priority. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Anyway, yeah, this thing hits like almost everything on the team, and it hits it pretty damn hard. I want to play it next to Thunderous or Poliwrath for buff/debuff, which we'll get to Poliwrath in a second. But you can see here, the max attack Life Orb set just does so much. Like the Play Rough kills. They could run max HP, max defense with a plus defense nature Como, and Play Rough is still like a safe Oko if it hits. Aggron, like same with Aggron with close combat. Like you like pretty much can't EV to live that. And then the big one for me is how powerful this Rock Slide at -1 looks. So you press Leer, you know, say they got Zapdos on the field, right? You press Leer and you press Rock Slide, dead. Even with the spread damage from Rock Slide, dead. Anything next to Zapdos probably gonna be dead too. Like Araquanid doesn't want to take that. So I have high hopes for this thing this week. If this thing doesn't do well, I don't think I win. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. So to help it to do well, we brought Poliwrath, and we have a new Poliwrath set. Fresh new Poliwrath set just dropped. We're running Choice Scarf. I have not run any choice items all season. Mostly, I'm like not used to using choice items because I've only played VGC and Sword and Shield where Dynamax is a thing, and like you usually don't use choice items in Dynamax because it doesn't work with Dynamax. So yeah, not super used to using choice items, but I kind of thought that this was an interesting idea. So Poliwrath, I mean, you could obviously do the Swift Swim and run like Rain Dance or whatever, but I'm against Araquanid. I don't really want to put the rain up for that thing to start annihilating me. So I have Water Absorb as, you know, as some counterplay to that, but that's not really the point with the Poliwrath here. This is mainly here to be a sneaky support Pokemon, but it can still Oko Aggron, because Aggron is very weak to fighting. And it can even like potentially take out a Crocodile if they're not at max HP or with 0 defense. But the main thing that it's here for is coaching. So with the Scarf and 100 speed, it's 1 point faster than Lycanroc. So I can coaching my Lycanroc, which is going to give me about the same effect, right, as Leer, but it also gives me the defense boost. It will maybe be less expected than, you know, having Thunderous do it. Having Poliwrath do it might be a surprise. So yeah, all those same calcs that were against -1 opponents, kind of the same with +1 Lycanroc. And Icy Wind is there in case I'm not in a scenario where I've like switched it out and back in or whatever, and I just want a lower speed. And there's like no Pokemon. There's not a ton of Pokemon I wouldn't be able to hit with Close Combat or Waterfall, but there are a couple that I'd rather Icy Wind against. We have Yuxi. Not much to say about Yuxi. This week it's full support. Double screens with Light Clay, which is maybe not the greatest idea because it could be Screen Cleaner, Mr. Mime. But I think he's brought Vital Spirit more than Screen Cleaner. And I'm not super reliant on these screens, but they would be nice. I have a Trick Room option. My Registeel is min speed, so it would be... if they're not min speed Aggron, I would underspeed, and if they are min speed, it would be a speed tie in Trick Room. So that's always an option. And then Helping Hand is just, like usual, to push those 2-hit KOs and the 1-hit KOs and those 3-hit KOs and the 2-hit KOs. And this thing, you know, stupidly bulky. It does its job. No, I'm not going to reveal what I almost did. I don't want to give away things that I might try in the future. And then finally we have Articuno. I actually ran no speed EVs on Articuno because it was the sort of awkward speed tiers. 95, right? So I can't outspeed. They have 3 base 100 Pokemon that I can't outspeed, even with max speed, unless they don't run max speed, obviously. And then if I see Crocodile, I'm expecting it to be Scarf, so even if I EV to outspeed that, I probably won't. So the only other thing I could EV to outspeed is Komodo, which I don't know if it really threatens Articuno that much. It might end up being a mistake, but I decided to just go full into HP instead. Because there's plenty of things that are still slower. And there, like I said, a lot of things I would have outsped me even if I did put speed in. This is here for a couple of different reasons. So it scares Crocodile. If they use Intimidate Crocodile, they might not want to bring it into the match, which benefits me because then I don't have to play against Intimidate on my physical attacker, Lycanroc. Because that would be annoying to have to play against, obviously. But also, the stabs hit pretty hard, and if I get a Calm Mind up, then they hit really hard. So, the Freezing Glare is a guaranteed OHKO to max HP for Spadef Como. The Freezing Glare is 50% chance to OHKO max HP Tentacruel. It beats out Arachnid with Air Slash. If I get that +1 boost, then it's, it's going to be really tough to take a hit from this thing. So he's here, for a few different reasons, and hopefully it's been pretty useful. It hasn't been like the best for me, but it's a legendary, so it's got good base stats in general, so it fills its role usually. It does the damage I need it to do, and it hangs on nicely from some hits, so hoping to see it contribute a little bit more this week. So yeah, that is the team. Like I said, a bit weird on the Registeel set, but we'll see. It's not like I'm built around it. It's not like it's the end of the world if I don't use it. Just thought it would be cool, and maybe functional. We'll see. So yeah, it's going to be a few days between now and the match, so there's always a chance that I go back and change some of this. If I do, I'll make sure to note before the match, like an updated pace and all that, so it's not confusing. But yeah, so we will see you in just a few minutes for some games. Ooh, okay, it's time. It's around 5 p.m. on Friday. I'm super nervous for this match for some reason. I don't know. It's been like in my head the last few days. Like, it's not even like the last match for this. Like, I don't know. This is hype, right? We're both 4-0. Only one can stay undefeated after this. Hopefully it's at least a competitive match. I hope it's not a 2-0 in either direction. Hopefully it's hype. All right. So no changes to my team. I believe in the presentation I had said that BBRAFF's team hadn't played their 4th match yet. They played their 4th match. It was a 2-1 in their favor, so they're also 4-0. So we're both undefeated, and we're the last 2 undefeated teams in the division. So after today, someone's not going to be undefeated anymore. So let me send the challenge. Okay. Oh God. Oof. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous, because like there are gonna be other games. Like this isn't the end. This isn't like do or die. Just game 1, game 2, and game 3. All right, so we are good to go here. Okay, so what do we got? They have Togepi, and then pretty much what we expected. No, there is no Fast Boy. So I think this is probably gonna be Scarf. Here, but other than that, I feel pretty decent about this. So I think we're just gonna go. Actually, I should outspeed. Let's go Thunderous, Lycanroc, Registeel. Because Registeel is good. Actually, no, it's the. I feel like, yeah, let's do Poliwrath. Okay. Okay. Oof. Okay, this is a. I wonder if they could be Scarf Como too. I'm worried about them protecting. Oh god, this is actually really awkward. Turn the music down a little. Okay, so I don't really have to do anything crazy here. I think I'm just gonna switch and press Play Rough into Como. Okay, it does take them out. And the Head Smash goes in the rest. Okay, perfect. Perfect turn 1. We take out Como. Mr. Mime comes out. All right, so we have close combat for Aggron. This thing can have Fake Out. So I'm gonna. Okay, we're going for the tech here. Yep, Fake Out goes into Lycanroc. Makes sense. Head Smash goes in Lycanroc. Makes sense. And here comes the Meteor Beam. Oh, it doesn't knock out. That's okay, because we can go Choice Scarf Poliwrath now. And Flash Cannon. What's their switch in? They might have Zapdos in the back. But I'm still going to close combat. Oh, they have Crocodile. Okay. And it's not Intimidate. Okay. Focus Blast does not knock me out. Flash Cannon. There we go. Let's go Special Registeel, baby. Yeah, I don't really have a... I guess I just Thunderbolt and close combat. Let's go. All right, game 1. Pretty good, pretty good. I could have protected Lycanroc a little better. But, other than that, pretty well. Went pretty well. All right, the Element of Surprise is not on my side anymore, though. I no longer have the Element of... Actually, I kind of still do. I kind of still do. They don't know about the... They don't know the Poliwrath set. Because... God, I'm like... I don't know why I'm like shaking. It's not that deep, Tyler. Come on. I used... I don't know if I revealed that I had Scarf. Poliwrath outsped... Okay, maybe I did. How do I think they might change their lead? Well, they know that Lycanroc is a huge threat to them now, right? I think I'm down to just do the same thing though. Like, don't break it. Don't if it's not broke, don't fix it for game 2, right? Make your adjustments in game 3. Everything went well in that first game. Okay, Togepi. So they want to follow me here, right? So I'm down to Leer and Rock Slide, and just go for damage. And lose Lycanroc, that's fine. Oh, they flinched. Okay, they were... Who was the red card? The red card was on... Togepi, okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna Thunderbolt and Meteor Beam. There's the Clangor Soul. So this thing is scary, but it's it has now lowered its health by a bit, and it does hang on from that. It's fast now. Do I think it hasn't used the move yet? Right? I could Scary Face it, or I could Eerie Impulse it. I think the speed might be more of a problem, so I'm gonna Scary Face it. And just protect. Okay, it's Aura Sphere. So I'm fast now, which is nice. I just need to get this this guy off the field. I think I'm fine to just choice lock myself in the close combat. It's so obvious though. They could just protect here. If they're max speed, no, I mean, are they max speed? That's a good question. Because I could just ice you in. I think I'll just close combat. And Flash Cannon. Okay, Mr. Mime's gonna. It's probably Sash, right? Oh no, it's not super effective because he's part psychic. Okay, Fake Out's a problem for me now, but I do pick up the knockout on that. Okay. So I'm gonna get faked out here, but I didn't show close combat on. I think I'm gonna lose this game. Unfortunately, because I'm gonna get faked out on Lycanroc, I think, and I don't have anything to hit. I don't have anything to hit. Oh, I didn't get faked out. Ooh, okay. Focus Blast. It's not enough. All right. Well, we did it, I guess. Holy crap. I feel bad about the flinch. I'm glad that the special Registeel worked out. It probably did change the game a lot because it happened right away, and they were probably going for the Clangor Soul that turn. Yeah, so a bit of a rough one, but I'm not gonna feel any less good about that win. I'm so happy that the Registeel. Oh man, I was so nervous about that being so stupid. I was so ready to feel like the biggest idiot in the world when like this didn't work. But like, how many? All right, so let's see. We did the Meteor Beam. It didn't get the knockout with the Meteor Beam, unfortunately. It was so close. It did finish it off though with Flash Cannon, so that's one. And then the rest of my team was so fast you didn't get a chance to get another one. And then these were both very quick games too, like very hyper offense here from me. So yeah, the lead this game was a bit more awkward for me, so I just opted to go straight for damage. And I got lucky with the flinch because actually I wonder what they were pressing. Maybe they were pressing Clangor Scales, but yeah, I got lucky with the flinch. Though if they were pressing Clangor's Soul, and yeah, because then they could have followed me the next turn. But yeah, If they press it turn 1 without flinching, they could have followed me turn 2. And I would have had to... I probably would have just leered and rock slide, but yeah, it wouldn't have done enough, even close. So I would have needed a flinch that turn, or else this game could have snowballed in their favor. But I got a lucky flinch. And let's see. So REGISTEEL... I was actually kind of surprised by how much the flash cannon did, to be honest with you. But I guess that's the +1 special attack. All right, cool. I don't think I have a whole bunch left to add. Again, I think that win is pretty much... It's mathematically pretty much going to guarantee that I make playoffs now, because I'm 5-0 now. So the worst I can end is 5-2. And I think there's 4 0-4 or 3 0-4 teams and 1 2-2 teams. So if Slushy's team loses again, I think then I'm like locked in top 4. So that's cool. Yeah, very happy. And the next 2 matches are also going to be tough, so I'll have to be prepped for them. We have Sam Max next week, and then the grudge match week 7 versus Goose, which hopefully gonna come up with a cool idea for, but we'll see. But that's gonna do it. The 5-0 dream, okay, the 7-0 dream is still alive. It's still alive, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.